Hey, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And today we're talking about, Robbie, what shoe is this?
The Brooks Hyperion.
All right, and before we even get started, I gotta give it to Brooks. We've been rough on him in the past, but the looks and styling of the Hyperion line has been nails. It's like hardcore, it's nice.
Yeah.
Robbie, all the Hyperion shoes have this sort of gray upper. I think this is like the Paris like color fade from the light gray from the Hyperion Elite all the way down to the Hyperion Max, and this now the Hyperion 2.
Yeah.
The look is just, I have to say,
I love it.
yeah, it's fantastic.
As we said in the Max 2 review, Hyperion Max 2, I love the medial Brooks logo. I don't know, I probably wouldn't normally wear a shirt that says Brooks across the chest, but I don't mind it on the shoe.
We're gonna go with this upper. I found it fits fantastic. It's got a thin tongue, breathable mesh, little elf heel, which I don't mind at all. I like it for pull tab, getting the shoe on. The collar for me fit perfect around the ankle, very comfortable upper.
Yeah, all the Hyperion shoes for me, well, at least the Max 2 and this one, I feel like my favorite upper of the year probably. Just, I love it. I love the fit, everything about it. It kind of has a bit of an offset lacing too. It has those sawtooth race style laces that we love.
Yeah, which Robbie absolutely
Which
loves.
you never
Now,
see in a $140 shoe.
What's
So.
oh, you spilling the price?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good price. The shoe fit, because Robbie, we've talked about this in the past. New Balance has somewhat of a wider platform fit. Their lasts are a little bit wider. And I'm noticing that when you're finding a shoe that you like, it normally has more of that race day slim look to it. So this one definitely has, it's that Hyperion line, race day look, race day ready feel. Now the difference between this and say the Hyperion Max has a higher stack, and is that a P-Bax plate in the Hyperion Max?
Yeah.
Hyperion Elite also has a carbon plate in it.
Right.
This guy,
No plate.
no plate, but same.
Same DNA FLASH B2 midsole. So you are getting that nitrogen-infused supercritical midsole. In the Hyperion Elite 4, doesn't really work on race day. Like, at least it doesn't stack up to all the other $250 race shoes out there. Now, take it down a notch, throw it into this shoe or the Hyperion Max 2. Now we're talking about, okay, we may have found a home for this foam.
Yeah, a home for the foam. The ET would be happy. When it gets to that upper elite level, we really want that really light, responsive foam, especially when working with the plate, because then the plate stiffens it up. I think that the reason I like this one best out of all the Hyperions that we're testing is with this foam is already stiff enough. So when you take out the plate, you get, it's still a shoe that has a lot of like rebound or flexibility that's gonna have some pop.
That's an official science lab testing right there.
That's the
Slab
pop.
testing.
And so no plate for me makes this shoe more enjoyable. This foam still is on the firm side. So if you're gonna compare this, and I feel like the stack is similar to like the SL2 from Adidas and maybe the Hoka Cielo Road. So it's that low slung, fast day, quick turnover shoe without a plate. I'm tired of calling them 5K, 10K shoes, because when we line up for a 5K or 10K, we're throwing on the super shoes anyway.
I mean, I would say more of a just lightweight daily trainer, kind of a throwback to some of the other shoes that you love. If you just like a simple running shoe, whether that we're talking about the Kinvara or something like that as well, or the Hoka Mach.
Yeah, it gets you in that zone of like quick turnover, lighter feel, closer to the ground. So those of you who are like, I can't deal with a stack. Now, what makes a big difference in this one, and you're like, you guys didn't really like the Hyperion. So we weren't big fans of it, and I think they fixed what we needed to see in the shoe.
Yeah, I mean, especially last year, the similarities between the Hyperion and Hyperion Max were way too close, and that was definitely a firmer feeling shoe. They added 4 millimeters of stack height to the forefoot. I think they also did to the heel. Sorry, I don't have my laptop with me, so I think the measurements were 26/18 for the stack height, and that's midsole only, not including insole and outsole. But we'll put the real ones up on the screen in case I got that wrong. But there is definitely a more cushion feel. I wouldn't say it's cushion, but it's just like you can feel it's not as harsh on the foot.
I would say it's more protective under the front of your foot. Like for me, where I didn't like the last one, it felt a little harsh under the forefoot. This one, you just get a little bit extra like padding right here that gives that stride a little more, I don't know. It just didn't feel as harsh.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you just get a little bit of extra energy return, a little bounce off the forefoot too, which always helps.
Yeah, I do think though, Robbie, this is a foam that needs a little bit of a break-in.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Even our other reviewer, Caleb, who's like a younger guy, like way faster than us, he said the same thing. And I did like it pretty much initially from the start. I do feel like, yeah, it breaks in better as you go along. But I honestly just love this shoe as a simple trainer. It is interesting, the differences between this and the Max 2, which I feel like the Max 2 has a much more of a roll, accentuated like roll. And then that plate gives more of like a roll than like a springy toe off. Whereas this is more that, you know, just straightforward, like quick running shoe.
I'm gonna say it. I kind of wish they didn't put a plate in the Hyperion Max. I think that the amount of stack and the roll of the midsole would have been a little better with a little bit of flex. And I felt like it got a little too firm for me. You really liked it.
I don't think I would change it, but that's fine.
Yeah. So then you're just talking about the outsole, Robbie.
Yeah, the outsole I thought provided decent grip. I mean, I didn't run in the rain in this, so it's hard to say. It hasn't been raining that much, just crazy thunderstorms in the afternoons here. So I thought it felt pretty good overall. No issues with it.
Yeah, it's a race style outsole. You've got more coverage up on the forefoot and just a couple pads back here on the heel to give you some durability help on the backside. This foam, though, we're familiar with supercritical foams. It doesn't really die out. It can handle some abrasion. You're going to get a little bit of cosmetic damage to it, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah, and I don't think we mentioned the weight. So for yours is soaking wet.
I wore mine on the treadmill this morning, and it's literally probably has an ounce and a half of sweat in it.
My size, I think 7.5. It might be a 7. Oh yeah, it's a 7. We're getting into the kids range territory. It was 6.2 ounces. So, I mean, it's pretty light. Yeah. Like it's definitely on the lighter side of trainers.
Yeah. So I wore it today for a 10-mile speed workout, and it does what it's supposed to do. It feels light on the feet. It goes through the stride. I felt comfortable the whole time. Feet felt good. So no problems there.
I loved it, especially I did 2 workouts in this shoe. One was on hills and the other was just kind of straightforward. And then I did an easy day run in the shoe, and I thought it was great for pretty much everything. Like, you're probably not going to want to take it on your long runs for 20 miles. You might want a little more comfort underneath. But for anything fast, with maybe like mixed intervals or anything like that, I think this is pretty awesome shoe.
So would you use it like the New Balance Rebel, where it's like you're going out for an easy run, but if maybe you're feeling good, it's a shoe that you could feel like you could, dial up the pace?
Yeah, I think it's very similar to that. It just feels like a nice range, and I think that upper makes a huge difference. I feel like when you have an upper that just fits awesome, like everything else kind of just falls together. And even if there's deficiencies, it lifts them up so they're not.
And I think this foam works in this one. I think the upper can save everything until you start getting into, into that performance realm. Yeah. This one, I can kind of tell where you're going with it, Robbie. What's your light on this guy?
Green, for sure.
I'd have to give it a green too. And I've been real critical on Brooks, so when I give it a green, that should mean something.
I mean, especially at $140, you're getting a really nice trainer that can do, like feels almost like a $160 shoe. I feel like there's some in that range that it could compete against.
Yeah, my one recommendation with the black tongue and the black collar here, throw on a pair of black socks and you'll be dialed into today's fashion styles.
Tips there
you go. Thanks for listening, and hopefully you like this video. Go ahead, subscribe here, and we are so close to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Really could use your help, so if you know anybody that would just pop in there and want to subscribe,
just make a fake account. Make multiple fake accounts. I don't care. We have enough of them already. Might as well add a few more.
Yeah. So check out BelieveInTheRun.com. You'll get a pop-up. Sign up for the email, and that's about it.
All right. Thanks.
the looks and styling of the Hyperion line has been nails. It's like hardcore. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nails and man, I'm not.
Yeah, we need to get Robbie some coffee. If you
the gears need grease.
Yeah, if you're listening out there, just send some caffeine.